Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Danielle and I'm from Cageless Readings. So today's pick a card, we are going to be looking at how do people see you. My intention is for this to be more on the positive end, as I always do try to read in love and light and for the highest good of everyone. So this is more of a pick-me-up reading and coming from a person who loves you reading. So we'll get into each pile and we'll see if we can get the energy, if it's from a coworker, a friend, a parent, family member, loved one, a crush. We'll see if that will come through, but the intention is that these be positive messages. Secondly, to mention, there will be an extended reading for the YouTube members after each pile, and this will be looking at a glimpse into your upcoming year. So if you'd like to stay tuned for that, I will give a little bit of the first 5 minutes in the end of this reading, but otherwise you'll have to go and join the YouTube membership. You can join for a month at a time if you like, and you do get access to all the other all the other YouTube members only videos. There we go. I said my spiel. So that being said, you have 3 piles to choose from. If you've never picked a card before or picked a pile, whatever thing on YouTube before, it is always nice to try to get a little more grounded and centered in yourself first. Often when we come to these YouTube readings, we're feeling pretty dysregulated, stressed, not like ourselves. So the easiest way to do that is just try taking 3 deep breaths in. And if it's safe for you to do so, it can be helpful to close your eyes just to help get rid of the stimulus of the environment. Or in this occasion, a cat trying to crash the reading. And just taking a deep breath, seeing it go down through the nose, all the way into where the root chakra would be, or kind of just to the pelvis, and then exhaling out slowly out the mouth. And just seeing if you can follow that breath with your mental eye. And with each breath, just feeling into the body, taking note of emotions, thoughts, sensations that arise, and just acknowledging them and just really taking note. Where are you today? Are you having a hard time focusing? Are you tired? Are you just not feeling very well? Or maybe you're feeling fantastic. But just taking note of any of those sensations. And when you feel a little more present in the body, whatever that looks like for you right now, asking yourself the question before opening your eyes, do one of these piles have a message for me? Then opening your eyes and seeing if there's a color, a shape, a crystal, a deck, an image, something that's standing out to you and is making you feel like that might be your pile. Some people do like to scroll down and look in the description box below where there'll be a timestamp with a number for each pile. And that could also be a way you choose which pile is for you. So that being said, let's get into let's get into your pile options here. So that being said, let's get into your pile options here. Pile 1 are these 3 green mushrooms. There. Pile 2 is this Smokey Quartz. And lastly, pile 3 is this red mushroom, or 2 red mushrooms, I should say. So there you have it. If you need a few more moments to just get a little more grounded and choose your pile, I give that to you now. You can always pause if you need more time, and I'll see you in your piles. Hello, my pile 1. So up here I have your loved ones and how they see you, and then down here I have your cards for yourself about how you're feeling right now. And first thing I'm going to say is I feel like this pile specifically, the message came through a little bit differently. I feel like this is more how your loved ones are trying to tell you they see you getting through a tough time. It's almost like they're giving you encouragement right now to say, hey, you're going through a really, really hard spot. I I feel like you're grieving a loss of some sort, and they're just really saying like, we know you're gonna get through this, but make sure right now you're just focusing on yourself, taking care of yourself, and making sure you're creating that time for you to retreat a little bit from some of your outside responsibilities, and just focusing really on yourself right now. Like the oyster does often talk about a hermit time, like honoring your need to be a hermit right now. So I just wanted to say that very, very first. And then let's just actually start with your energy check for yourself. A lot of this is talking about you really feeling like you need some self-care, some nourishment. You needing to be around people who can hold that space for you, like people who can handle your emotional depth, your emotional state right now. And once again, I know I said this card reading was supposed to be about how people see you and how you're seeing yourself, but I'm seeing this more as like what the people you love are seeing you needing right now and what you're feeling you needing right now. So it is what it is. Golden Egg talks about needing time away from other responsibilities to just be able to focus on what do I need right now? What do I need to rebuild myself, to rebuild the ground under me, to feel like I have myself, like I can handle what's going on, grasp my reality. Like I feel that like this card comes through when it's like I just need my focus to be on me, and I don't have a lot of other space right now to emotionally well, that's not quite the right word. It's like I don't have the capacity right now to hold space for other people emotionally right now, because I need to have myself. And this all comes through with like going through a really hard time. Like the frog in this deck also talks about essentially like a prosperous time coming after the grief has been allowed to settle. So after we've gone through a time of healing, nourishment, self-focus, self-care, needing to heal, needing to allow, I specifically get tears to fall, for the emotions to happen, to pass, to be felt. And then the butterfly here also in this card deck specifically talks about being cocooned around nourishing people. So that is a lot. I can't tell you exactly what you went through, pile of ones, as this is a collective reading, but it was a pretty tough end. It was, I feel like, a misunderstanding of character, in the sense of I think people misunderstood you, misunderstood your intention, who you were. Like I just feel like this kind of stuff comes through when something very hurtful happens to us. So I feel like there could have been like you could have been fired from a job, let go from a job, you could have been let go from a relationship of some sort, and it just wasn't done in a very, I feel like, compassionate and kind way. I get the impression that it was quite a rough ending. I'll put it that way. It feels like there was a rough ending. So the messages from your loved ones, I feel like this is definitely coming from people who do love you, whether it's friends or family, concerned people for you who have your best interest at heart. And it's almost like they're telling a bit of a story of encouragement. So I have the oyster and earthworm over here. And like I was saying, oyster is all about like taking that time you need to be a bit of a hermit, to focus that energy, that tender love and care towards yourself, to essentially take all the time you need. Take all the time you need to process what you're going through, and know that they're okay with that. Your loved ones are okay with that and very understanding. And then the earthworm is very interesting. It's almost like they're saying, we know you need to go through this phase so that you can grieve, you can feel these emotions, you can process what's happened. You can then come from a new start, a new cycle. And how you'll know you're going to be moving into this new cycle is you start to feel that reawakening of excitement, inspiration, or adventure within yourself. And I feel like this is really innately who you are. You're someone who I feel like finds a lot of I want to say like a dreamer personality. Like you're able to like envision fun things to do, or see the pleasure of being alive in the day to day, or like the fun in ordinary tasks. And when I see this coming through, it just really does seem like your loved ones are saying, like, we know that when the emotions are grieved and processed, and once you've had time and space to just be allowed to be in this place that you're in right now, that you'll start to come back, and it just keep getting, it'll be a new cycle, and you'll be more grounded and rooted again. You'll feel more sturdy and stable in yourself. And you'll have dreams. You'll be dreaming and feeling inspired. So then the next step over here that I feel like your loved ones are saying they know you're going to get into, they know you're going to transition to, we have horse, buffalo, and dragonfly. So firstly, these are all, once again, very strong, such as these two strong animals. They're very, like, they're earth symbols in this deck, which talks about getting a lot of stability and a lot of footing in yourself, in your life, feeling grounded and supported in your life again, which I feel like is probably not how you're feeling right now. And the horse I always see as like a symbol of freedom, like something that's wild, that's untamable, that is not controllable, is that a word? Who's not easily able to be controlled. It's almost like finding your fiery spirit again. I know it's an earth symbol, but I always see it as like finding that fire, finding that joy, that spark in life. And the buffalo talks about abundance. So I feel like just finding your place again, finding the things that you're grateful for, finding joy. I think that's honestly what it's going to really come down to, is they know you're going to find the joy. And the dragonfly talks about someone who learns to see the lesson and the gift of the situation or the experience. So if I think of dragonflies as like mosquito eaters, like people don't love mosquitoes. They don't like getting bites. So it's almost like the dragonfly comes through to say, you find a way to make it of service to yourself, this experience, and perhaps even to others. But they like your I want to say your friends and your loved ones know you are going to find the way that this serves you, and you will not find your way back to a situation like this, coming through strong, grounded, and self-assured. Like it's so funny because I can see him explaining this energy, and I can tell it's not the energy you're in, so it could probably feel pretty distant, but your friends see you as this energy normally, very rooted, very strong, like a hard thing to keep down, a hard thing to control. You're very strong in yourself. You're very grounded and centered, and you have like a focus in life to what you want to accomplish, what you want to experience, how you want to be. And I feel like that is what comes through so strongly in how your friends are seeing you and how your loved ones are seeing you. And they just know you're going to get back there. They know you're going to get back there. As the dragonfly says, you'll find the lesson in this, and you'll know how it will serve you in the future. But right now, it's okay to not know. So that being said, I'm just going to ask if there's anything else that wants to come through on how your friends see you. How do your friends see you? How do your loved ones see you? We have communication, accuracy, expression, honesty, wellness, active, radiant, nourishment. How do your friends see you? Supported, protected, loved, and encouraged. Okay. So, you know what? This is kind of funny because once again, I asked her one thing and feel like I'm kind of getting a little bit of a different message. I feel like what's coming through is from your friends and loved ones is like an ask for you to not be afraid to lean on them for support. Even I would say like encouraging you to just show up as you're feeling and not hold yourself to having to be a certain way to interact with them, or have to be in a certain mindset or a mood, a certain like positive mood to be around them. I feel like everything's coming through is like honestly speaking what's going on for you, how you're feeling, and asking for support is encouraged, and they would love to support you to the best of their ability. I do feel like you are quite good at supporting others and meeting people's emotional depth, and I'm not sure if your friends are as good as you at it, but I do feel like through having a friendship with you, they have tried to learn how to also be just as good at supporting people and meeting them where they're at. Active wellness, nourishment, and radiant. I love that it comes through to focus on your health, because I think that's what I keep getting from your friends and loved ones is like, focus on yourself first. Don't worry about them. Don't worry about how you're gonna affect their energy, or if you're being hard on yourself, like feeling like you need to like be more of a happy person, lack of better words. They're just saying, get that silliness out of your head. They just love you and want you to show up authentically, however you're feeling, and not be afraid to ask for support, or just even like, if you need to talk something through. That's what I keep getting with this card. If you need to talk something through, let them know and they'll talk it through with you. They'll be a listening ear. We also have, sorry, I guess I came through upside down, so I was going to read it upside down. It says, wise, honest, trustworthy, observant. And then upside down it says, fearful, disappointment, guarded, and self-doubting. And Archangel Michael talks about protection and having your back. And I just feel like it just keeps coming through that like, you can trust your loved ones to have your back, to hear your side of the story. I don't know your exact situation, as I said at the start, but I do just wonder if words were used against you by another person, whether it was through work or a relationship. And if that is the case, I'm so sorry that happened to you. Yeah, that just does not feel good. So if there's any fear coming up that people might not believe you or not hear your side of the story, these loved ones come through to say, hey, we're on your side. We want to hear you out. And also we have emotions, healing, devotions integrated, and it's all about the root chakra. So once again, so much encouragement about just starting to feel supported and safe within yourself. If there was a little bit of like a confusing story being told to you, like say if you're with someone and they cheated on you, or if there was some sort of big miscommunication at work and you didn't really understand why you might have been let go, I do feel like it's saying just start with feeling grounded. Again, start by just writing down what you do know is real, what you know is true. Because I just feel like there's confusion for you and a misunderstanding somewhere. And I feel like it's just starting with starting with the facts. What do I know is true? And starting from there and just growing in that, in that place of knowledge. Like, I hope that makes sense. It's almost like when someone's been gaslit, you just need to start with like, what do I know is true? What do I know is a fact? And then from there, starting to be able to see the rest of the story and see why you might have been manipulated or not understood the situation. I'm not saying that's what happened to you, but I am getting similar advice to like, just start with what you know and start to get grounded in that. And what you know is fact, not what is opinion. Okay. Anything else before we move into the extend for this pile? What do your friends want you to know? I'll eliminate for your highest good. Reality check. Assessment, exploration, honesty, determination. Yeah, so this kind of comes back to that. Like, I just feel like there's so much coming through about it's so important for you to get back to just what is fact. So if you're even being really hard on yourself, in your head, in your mind, towards your own character, if that is something you're experiencing, coming back to what is fact, what is real, not an opinion, not a self-judgment, not a judgment from someone else, what is fact, and building from there. I just feel like that's so true. I feel like there is such a confusion for you around some sort of ending. So I really apologize that you're going through that. And yeah, I really hope you do reach out and talk it through, because this even makes sense why these loved ones keep coming through with communicate, vent. Like, I almost get like, just tell the story. If you need to tell your story or process it out loud, like, it's so welcome and encouraged. Don't feel like you're doing it too much. They're here for it. They're here for you. And I keep getting like, they're listening with kindness, compassion. They want to be there for you. So, okay. that reading, or this reading, did not go in the direction I planned, but I always just trust that what needed to be said comes out. So I hope that that was helpful for you, and just really hearing the message that your friends want to support you. They want to support you. They understand you need to put all your energy into yourself right now, and that is okay. They are more than happy and even want you to do that. So really do hear that part of it. So I'm going to move into the extended. I'm going to do the first 5 minutes included here, and then I will switch it over to the YouTube only members, but I'm just going to clear the cards here and get the next one ready. Okay, hello everyone, welcome YouTube members. If you're joining from there, thank you so much for supporting my channel. We are just doing a glimpse at the year ahead. So if you're watching from the membership and you haven't watched part 1, I will have it in the description box below so you can find it. If you're still here from the main YouTube channel, I didn't actually say what this extended was about. We are looking at a glimpse of the year ahead. So the very first thing I want to look at for you pile ones is, what are you going to learn over the next year? Like, what are the major lessons that are coming through for you? I'll live and lighten for your highest good to know right now. We have fertility. Your creativity is at its peak. Okay, I do love that, because it did really feel like with that earthworm, like finding that passion, that playfulness. And whenever we have like that passion and playfulness, I do find like it's like our imagination, our capacity to just like create these fun twists to very regular tasks, or even in like photography or painting or knitting or sewing, or it doesn't even have to be any of those things. Perhaps it's even dance, or just in cooking foods in a new fun way, or trying new things. Like, there's so many different ways to be creative, but it does all have that energy of just joy and excitement and inspiration and gratitude all encompassed in it, which is what I really love for you, because I feel like you just so deserve it after this hard time you're in. I love seeing that joy come back in. What else are you learning this year? We're going to pull 4 cards total for this. What are you learning for the year ahead? All in the light for your highest good to know right now. Determination. Ooh, the salmon jumping up the stream. Okay, it's a fun image. We have healing. You are a healer. And lastly, playfulness. Okay. Okay. I love this. I love this for you. I do feel like the event that happened to you, or that you're currently going through, I do feel like it takes a little bit to shake off. Like, I feel like as you move into that earthworm energy, this playfulness energy, you are still going to be healing from some things that came up in that situation. Yeah, but I do feel like it feels like within the next year, you are going to be healing from it. Like, and sometimes when it takes a little bit longer, it can mean that that is a healing from a lesson that we've experienced more than once in our lives, from different types of dynamics, different types of people. And when it takes a little bit longer, it's often a really good sign for me as a card reader to know that it is a life lesson or a life pattern that you have been trying to shake off or attract, or sorry, let me rephrase that. You've tried to shake off or stop attracting in, if it's a type of person that creates this situation for you. So in a lot of ways, it's actually a really great thing to see that you're healing from it, because it means it's most likely for it not to reoccur as a lesson that's going to continue on in your life. Does that make sense? It's like you're ending a cycle. That's what I should have said. Apologies. You're ending a cycle of a lesson. So that is really, really great. Take time to play. So once again, we have like this inspired joy and a little less anxiety in life. I also sometimes see the rabbit as the embodiment of hypervigilance. So if you're someone who has struggled type of hypervigilance in your life, you're possibly emotionally regulating others all the time, or emotionally analyzing situations or environments. If that's been something you've struggled with, I feel like it's starting to say you start to move away from that, and you start to find your nervous system is finding it okay to be more peaceful and more in a, we'll say like I don't want to say that you're not ever in a sympathetic state, but to have a lot of play and creativity come in, we have to be in a more regulated nervous system. We have to be in a more expansive state. So it really feels great. Like it feels like you're switching out of anxiety and hypervigilance into a state of more expansion, exploration. So I love seeing that as a card reader. It's really, really great for feeling more present, being able to feel more peaceful and fulfilled in your day-to-day. It's just really, really awesome. Determination, I feel like this is coming through with that healing and that breaking of cycles. I really feel like if this was, for example, like someone you've dated and you find yourself in the situation with, or if you have a habit of being with business partners who aren't very honest or take advantage of you or something like that, I feel like it's like, I am not going to find myself in these circumstances again. I'm going to find out what are the yellow flags and the red flags of people like this, and what is happening within me that I keep attracting this in. Like this feels like I am going to get informed and I'm not going to find myself in this place again. Even if it feels hard at first, I mean, it might even feel impossible, but you're going to figure it out, and you do figure it out. Because a salmon jumping up a waterfall is wild. It takes a few tries, but they'll make it. And it's just like, to me, I don't even understand how they can do it, but it's just so impressive. And I feel like this is the energy that you might feel around this. It's like, at first it feels like something that you just feel out of control of, like it is impossible, but you get there. So that is just so lovely. I'm not sure if lovely quite covers it, but we'll have to be good enough of a word for now. Healing, I love that. I feel like that just already talked on it a little bit, like feeling completed from tracking in certain patterns and behaviors. This is where I feel like you do start to see those yellow flags. You don't need them to be red flags. You can see them when they're yellows and you can start to really break cycles that you've struggled with previously in your life, in relationships and in types of situations you find yourself in. And playfulness, I mean, that's a great card. Bring in more play. And also, whenever you see dolphins, talks about bringing in more people who get you, who are just like, there's no extra explaining. They just get who you are. These are great, great people. They are tried and true, tried and true for you. Okay, so that being said, we're going to pull more cards for those watching the extended, but for you on YouTube, I am going to leave it here and we're going to move into the paid membership part of the reading. Hello, my pile twos. You chose the Smokey Quartz, so we're going to put it right there for you. And my intention is to see, how do other people see you? Pile one, they went on their own little journey, but I just always trust what needs to come through will. So if it goes as planned, let's see, how do others see you? How do the people who love you see you? All in love and light and for your highest good. We have improve your vision. That's kind of a funny one. Mental clarity. Whoa, you're getting a ton of purple. Connect to body, mind, and soul. Discover your sparkle. Okay. And protect yourself. Okay. Part of me is like, are these all in color order? They are not. You just happen to get purple and then all blue. Okay, and then as an energy check, we're just asking, how do you see yourself right now? Grounding yourself, establishing boundaries, and taking action. Okay, interesting. I feel like you really vibe with color. I don't know. You must be a very visual person or something like that, because this is just next level. Let me just quickly reframe this and we'll get into your card reading. Okay, so kind of an interesting message coming through. I feel like your loved ones, whether this is your friends or family members coming through, I feel like I keep wanting to say friends for this reading, so might be majority of you, it's like loving friends coming through. They might describe you as being someone who's neurodivergent. I don't know if it'd be like ADD or ADHD or something else. But it does come through, and it comes through with, like, this is where the interesting message part comes in, where it's like, if other people are ever mean to you because of that, or because of any type of neurodivergence, it's almost like learning to be grounded enough in loving who you are and seeing the beauty of what you have to offer, that it doesn't shake you or rattle you. And I'm not sure if that's something you actually feel, or perhaps something that your friends just want you to know. But it's almost like they want you to be more proud of yourself and more grounded in yourself. And I even feel like when you're more grounded in yourself, the real you can really come out. But if you're constantly finding yourself anxious or worried about if you're making others uncomfortable or feeling awkward or annoying people or like any of that kind of silly stuff that us humans can worry about, they feel like you're like doing the world a disservice, because you're wasting your energy on people who don't see your value, and in these friends' perspective, people who don't deserve you. So it's kind of where I see this protect yourself come from. It's like, not everyone is gonna get your vibe. Not everyone's gonna understand you and your intention. Not everyone's gonna understand, like, I really want to say you're a sparkle, like this card here says. And like, seriously, I feel like these people who are coming through, like, love the way you think. They actually, like, I almost feel like they say, like, they feel calm around you, which is something that I don't think you would perceive, but you, like, just get you and you get them. And it's just very calming to be around other people that get each other. And I just feel like they love your uniqueness of like how you are in the world, how you show up. And they just, it comes back to how you think and see. How you think and see is so cool to them. And I would think this pile, like I was saying, there's something about color and visuals, like whether you're just very organized, maybe you're someone whose closet is color coordinated, or like maybe when you open pantries, everything's like color coordinated, or bookshelves or something like that. But it's like, I feel like you appreciate beautiful things, and I wouldn't be surprised if this pile did have some sort of creative outlet, whether that would be like cooking with bright colors, or I could see photography, to be honest, for this pile, or perhaps even do something that I can't even think of, like maybe you make flower arrangements. Like, you have a real gift for I think visuals, whatever. I'm so sorry, I don't know your specific situation, but I just know you've got a really good skill or talent or knack is what I'm getting. You have a knack for something, and I think you would have heard of this before. So perhaps it's even gardening, like making beautiful gardens. I just keep thinking about flowers, so I don't know, maybe just really enjoy them or something like that. But or just really enjoy being outdoors. I can't quite put my finger on it, but basically what comes through is your friends are like, don't change for people who don't deserve you and don't get you, because there's a ton of people who get you and love you just for who you are. And it's just time for you to, stop trying to fit in with the norm or whatever that is, you know, like, what is that? And then how I see you're feeling is I get like a lot of like trying to feel more grounded. So that is interesting. And that is interesting that your friends want you to be more grounded in who you are. And then I think you're trying to be more grounded in general. So I would wonder, maybe I'll pull some clarifying cards here just to be sure, but I do wonder if you just try to be more outdoors, do perhaps like yoga or meditation or something. I feel like you have a routine that helps you get a little more focused. And I think that's what it is. I think you can struggle with your focus, and you might spend a lot of your time and energy trying to be more focused, more present. And also, like, I just keep getting being outside. Like, it could also, like, let me pull clarifying cards, because I'm wondering if you're also just trying to get more grounded in yourself, like feel more grounded and accepted in your situation. But anyways, Okay, you know what? Let me ask a more straight up question. I feel like I was kind of just blank. Okay, clarify, ground yourself. Okay, clarifying to ground yourself card is get grounded. So yes, okay, I do think you are trying to figure out how to get more grounded, which just means like how can you get feeling more present in your body, feeling like just present, focused. And I do feel like what comes through for you though is this like thing that you enjoy doing, whether it's like gardening, going for walks outside, cooking food, taking photos. There is something there that does help you feel more grounded. It puts you more in the moment, helps you with focus. That's awesome. Let's clarify, establish boundaries. Call on your joy guides. Okay, yeah, so it's interesting. I feel like you are working on all the things your friends are kind of coming through and saying they want you to work on, where I think you're trying to get clear of who are your people, who get you, who understand when you're being silly and sarcastic versus who might not be in the right place to really understand that. Like, I think you probably prefer more playful people to people who are very, very serious just because they don't feel like they quite get you, which is totally fine. So I feel like you're starting to understand and set some like parameters to kind of people that might be the right people for you. So that's really cool. Okay. And clarifying the take action card, cloaking yourself in light. Okay. That's interesting because I was so drawn to the sunshine there. So this I feel like, oh yeah, we have woo woo is wonderful. So I literally feel like you're trying to learn how to not take on judgments or other people's emotions. So you might literally right now be trying to visualize yourself in like a bubble of light where only light and love can pass through it, where you don't take on anything that is not yours, where judgment, discomfort, annoyances that other people might be experiencing or feeling don't have to become yours. So I really like that. So you're trying to set some boundaries. You're trying to learn what is yours to carry and what is not, and how to get a little more grounded and focused. And not, I think, once again, worrying about what others are feeling, seeing, or thinking about you. So that's great. That's great. You're in a great energy right now. And learning how to be more yourself, exercising your vibe. I love that. Awesome. So, yeah, how your friends see you? Let's just go over that one more time. Brilliant. They find you calming to bring around, which I think is something you wouldn't think of yourself as, but they find it calming to be around you. They feel like you get them. They feel at peace. They feel good being around you. And essentially, those are the kind of people that should be in your life, that get you, that feel that way, who enjoy you. And once again, they love the way your brain works. They love the way you think. They love the way you see the world. They're all for it. They can follow your dream. They can follow your vision, your thought. They love it. These are the people for you. People who I feel like have like really big imaginations are probably your people. People who, are like, I would say, yeah, I want to come back to that, who are good at imagining things, good at seeing past like the physical reality. So it could be people who really like fiction, who write fiction, who play imagination board games, like ones where like you create stories behind, like that. Those are your kind of people. Cool. Okay, so next we're just going to ask, what do your friends, these people who love you, want you to know right now? What do they want you to know right now, my pile twos? Oh, love and light for your high is good. Accept the gifts of the universe, stay in your own skin, and expect the best. Okay, so when you see the expect the best, maybe you can note that this is a magnet, and look at that. It's like you attract in beautiful things. And I think you need to know you can attract in beautiful things and that you're even worthy of beautiful things and gifts coming in. And I just, yeah, I feel like there have been some people in your life who might have told you were odd or just like things like that. People who didn't get you, people who had their own issues with showing up a certain way in life or thinking people had to be a certain way. And I just love that this is like saying like, throw out whatever people have told you about what you should or shouldn't be, or what is normal or not normal, because like these loved ones are just keep coming through like, we love you for who you are. Like I feel like they're saying like, you are a gift. You are a gift just as you are. And your imagination is a gift. Your vision, your way of seeing things is a gift. I feel like you're very gifted, like in general. Like I think you're very gifted at things. Whether it's like you're quite good at, like I said, I can't put my finger on it, creating things, imagining things, drawing, painting. I'm not sure what it is, my friends, but you're gifted. That keeps coming through. You are so gifted. And just letting that shine through. And I think it's because of your neurodivergence that you're capable of having this level of imagination and creativity or vision. Like you might be someone who has like really amazing art, and people are like, how did you even think of that? And it's exactly because you're like gifted with being neurodivergent that you're able to do that. So I feel like everything coming through is like, the way you are is a gift. It is a gift. It is a blessing. There is such big room for it. Okay. Yeah, look at that. Get a new story. Your friends want you to change the story you might have told yourself. So if there is a narrative going on about like, you have to be a certain way to fit in, or success can only look this way, or you have to work a job that looks a certain way, or your life has to look a certain thing, or I don't know, I'm trying to find different words to say. If you feel like you're telling yourself that your life had to be a certain way, or there was a narrative given to you, I feel like it's like, throw that out and write a new one. And the map might not make any sense, but it'll make perfect sense to you because it's for you. It's not for these other people. It's your life. You deserve to live it how you want to. And I just keep getting, it's going to be an unusual story. It doesn't read like left to right like a normal book does. It's yours. It's not meant to be like everyone else's. Okay, anything else these loved ones want you to know? Ooh, learn. Okay, I'm going to ask for a clarifying card for that one. Learn. Okay, vibe check. Okay, yeah, so their advice is to start to learn who is for you and who isn't. So there's a lot about vibes and energy. So if you're talking to someone and you're feeling more anxious or uncertain, or you're feeling like there's just like a lot of discomfort in that situation, then that might even be a good vibe check. Like, I don't feel good in this situation. Maybe I don't need to put my energy into these people, or I don't need to over accommodate them or go out of my way to make a friendship with them because it just might not be the right person for me. You know, getting the vibe check down, learning who is and who isn't for you, who supports you, and even like who's being kind to you and who deserves your time. Yeah. Calling in the people who can be playful with you. Okay. I feel like this reading is kind of short. Should I just ask for anything else that wants to come through? Decide which direction you want to go. Sorry about that. I set an alarm just to keep myself on track here. So deciding which path you want to take. This is very interesting. This feels like it's alluding to a life decision of yours. All right. What do your friends want you to decide? I'll enlighten your eyes. Good. Listen to your heart. Okay. So they're saying if there's a decision you're currently going through right now, pile twos, only you know the true answer. And I wonder if you're getting a lot of other people putting in their judgment and opinions and what they think is the right decision for you. And that could even be like the narrative, the life story that everyone's telling you should have. And it's like, what do you want outside of what the mind is saying you need? What does the heart want you to do? What sparks that joy? And it's not like the joy of novelty, but the joy, that lasting excitement and passion. Where do you want to go? Only your heart knows. Nobody else does. I love that for you. And then also coming through, it's not personal. So yeah, it's like you're not, whatever decision you make, it's not personal to, I feel like, other people. Like if they don't like the decision you make, you didn't make it to be against them. You made this decision for yourself. And I feel like the people who love you get that. And they're not going to take it personally. So I love that. Okay, we're going to move into a glimpse of your year ahead. And we're going to be looking at 4 main lessons from your year ahead. So it's just a glimpse. I'm going to play the first 5 minutes on the channel, but after that, we're going to move into the YouTube members only section. So if you're interested in that, you can always become a member for however long you like. And you do get access to all the other members only videos while you are a member for that month. All right, hello my YouTube members, and hello again to those who are just staying for the first 5 minutes for the YouTube free reading here. We are looking at a glimpse of your year ahead, and we're looking at 4 main themes that are coming through. So it is just a glimpse, as I am mainly a reader of the present. I always just like to look just enough into the future for hope and encouragement. But I always like people to know that you can change your future. You can take action today. If this is a future that you do not want, you are capable to shift the direction you're headed. So always take it as a way to empower yourself. So that being said, my beautiful pile 2s, what is one of the first themes in Love and Light for Your Highest Good that you're learning the year ahead? We have, I think there's 2 there. We have ingenuity, monkey. The situation calls for adaptability and innovation. I kind of love this because I kind of kept getting you have a bit of monkey energy. Like you're a bit odd, but a bit playful. But you're only odd to people who don't get you. You're actually perfectly lovable. And I mean, like, who doesn't love monkeys? Yeah, you're just lovable to everyone else. It's just, I feel like to some, you feel like you might be perceived as odd. Which once again, I feel like that's more of a self-judgment than anything. But, you know you. Okay, what is the second lesson coming through for you for the year ahead? Surrender. Let go of control. Okay. Forgiveness. Let go of your judgments. Yeah, I was saying self-judgment, I think, is something you've struggled with. Okay. And soul's path, honor your soul's purpose. Okay. I love these because everything you're kind of struggling a little bit with, or a lot with, I feel like is being addressed right now. So that is really awesome. Let's pull some clarifying cards. Sorry, let me just grab another card deck here. Okay, here we go. So clarifying, how does this lesson for the monkey come in for pile 2s? Believe in yourself. Okay. Thankful. And clarifier, simplicity. Okay, the situation calls for adaptability and innovation. And then we have see yourself doing well, and you will. Think about the people and things you feel grateful for and put your energy into the basics and let go of excess. Okay. Oh, sorry. Let me readjust it so you can, there you go, see the cards a little bit better. So what I kind of get from this, and I'm glad I have the clarifying cards here, because I wonder if the ingenuity, I wonder if some of this is just talking about changing and advancing from how you've previously been. And let me clarify that, because sometimes it's like, what do you mean I'm advancing? I think it means like getting out of patterns. If you found yourself in patterns, and I do feel like some have come up of perhaps maybe holding back parts of yourself, not fully expressing yourself, feeling like you don't want to weird people out or make people uncomfortable. Like you're accommodating a lot of people and worrying about, I think, their judgments or their feelings when, and sorry, let me rephrase that. You're worrying about their judgments and their feelings without even being able to be yourself. So it's almost like you're responding to what you think people will think, but you're not really letting yourself even be. Does that make sense? So it feels like there's a lot of thinking before just acting and being. And what I see here is, I like that it just says, like, what if you just start believing that people will accept you for who you are or how you are? Like, just start believing that you can be yourself and that it's okay. Like, you'll handle situations okay, whether this is at work, in social situations, like in just day-to-day life. I just feel like it's saying, start believing in yourself. Your greatest enemy might be you. And I know that's like a hard thing to say, but I just mean it in the kindest way. Like, I think this definitely came from a place where like somebody in your life, it could have been a parent who was overly self-conscious of themselves, would deny themselves being able to do things or be a certain way in life, and then they might have passed on that like shame or that judgment onto you, so you started mimicking their patterns. Hello, pile threes. You chose the red mushrooms, so I'll put you in the middle here. Okay, so we are looking at how do the people who love you see you. I'll live and light for your highest good. And there is an extended to this pile. It is a glimpse into the future, or the upcoming year, I should say. The first 5 minutes will be included in this reading. And then after that, if you want to see more, you can always join the YouTube membership. But just, you can stick around for that. Okay. How do the people who love you see you, my pile threes? How do they see you? All right, I must be holding this deck upside down when they're all upside down. Okay, interesting. And we want one more apparently. And then how do you see yourself right now? How do you see yourself right now? Okay. All right. Ooh, I'm just going to readjust these a little bit and then we'll get into your cards. Okay, pile threes. So I did just change everything to the upright position to read them with more ease. I am wondering if you're currently going through some healing from, I want to say like, I don't know, in some ways I wonder if you were a little bit drawn to pile one, in the sense that there's like this theme of perhaps people having misconceived you as a person, misperceived you as a person. And I feel like your friends are coming through with a lot of encouragement, saying like, we see you as someone who is an excellent communicator, someone who is reliable, someone who is authentic, someone who is trustworthy, someone who can be too hard on themselves, someone who tries their best to be the best version of themselves for others, who tries to stay happy even in challenging situations. And I feel like all this is coming in because I feel like when I look at your energy here, it's interesting because it's like, so this is the part that I'm getting a little confused by, and maybe it will make sense to you. I'm almost seeing like you come off so confident and so proud of yourself, in a really good, healthy way. But I feel like your friends are saying that that's not actually how you really are feeling. And that's where I get a little confused. So I like see almost like a flash to someone who is like, I am, it's funny, I want to say like big and beautiful. Like, I don't know why those are the words that come to mind, but it's like, I'm so confident in myself. I know I've got this. I know what I'm capable of. And then it like flickers, and then I feel like I see a lot of self-doubt. So I'm not really sure what's going on with that, if you're just in a difficult time, or if they're saying you have a habit of appearing great when things are actually quite challenging for you. So maybe you can intuitively take that message as it makes sense to you. Then I have your energy down here, and this is the one I find interesting. I do feel like you're very worried about how would I say, trusting the wrong things, trusting the wrong people. And I even think this is like trusting the wrong opportunities. I think you're in a place right now where you're being very cautious and careful with where you're putting your energy. And I do feel like you're being, very cautious, very, very cautious. And this definitely comes from something happening in the past, but there's like a lot of information coming in saying like it's safe for you to trust what you see and what you feel is true. And I'm not sure if you are feeling that or if you're moving towards that, but yeah, I just feel like overall right now you're just feeling like you need to be a little more cautious and protective of self. Like, you do feel like I see like armor up And I do get like over explaining, which is an interesting one. Like, I feel like you perhaps worry people don't understand what you're meaning or how you're trying to explain things, which I have to say, like, your loved ones come through saying you're a very good communicator. And it's interesting that you feel like you're not a good communicator. Like, you feel like you need to over explain sometimes. So that's very interesting. It's very interesting. It's almost like how you come off is like hiding a lot of things you're struggling with. But then everyone thinks you're really good at those things, but you doubt that you are good at them. So I think the conundrum is like, I think you're struggling with confidence because you're actually quite good at all these things and you feel like you're masking, but you're actually like successfully doing these things. It's really, it's a really interesting energy. I'm not quite sure if I'm explaining it right. So I'm going to ask what your friends or these loved ones want you to know. I'll illuminate for your highest good right now, pile threes. We have prioritize. So focus on your highest priorities and I will help you get organized and motivated. So focusing on what you need to get done. I can't help but feel like it's like filling up your cup first. And I actually feel like this might be around finances. I know that's a little bit random, but you might be a very generous person. You might be someone who likes to spoil people or go a little above and beyond, gift people with some things when they're struggling. But I think there's a lot coming through saying they really want to make sure that your financial cup is filled first. And it's okay for you to prioritize yourself right now. It's okay for you to wait until your cup is full. Yeah. We have life review. Take inventory of your life and resolve to change or heal anything that is unbalanced. Ooh, so you have a balance card. So I do feel like, let me actually pull another clarifying card for that. You're safe. Okay, yeah. I do feel like the loved ones kind of come through with saying like, reevaluating your situation. I just wonder if there's some like when I see like you're in a little, I'm not sure if I just said English words. That was weird. If you're in a place where you're feeling like you're still wearing a bit of armor or having to guard yourself a little bit, there is an ask for you to reassess if that armor is still needed or necessary. It's not saying it's wrong, but it's just saying like, hey, like I literally like see like you can drop down that armor. This might also be like loved ones saying you can let them in more. You can let them give back to you more. Perhaps they even want to help you financially. I'm not sure if that's going to resonate with everyone, but I can't help but wonder if they're like, I want to give back to you. I feel like there's lots of reciprocity that wants to come in from these loved ones. That might not be something you've been open to in the past. So I feel like it's like dropping your shields against that, and perhaps like just like this life review talks about just considering it, okay? So I feel like these loved ones are like, we're not going to say you have to, we're not going to make you, but just consider it, okay? It's like a really cute way. It's like they're being very gentle about it. They don't want to tell you what you're going to do. They just want to ask you to be open to considering the idea. Okay, victory. Your prayers have been heard and answered. Have faith. Okay, let's pull a clarifying card for that. Claircognizance. Pay attention to thoughts, ideas that come to you as they are answered prayers. So I can't help but wonder if there's like a little bit of encouragement saying you've found the direction you need to go and you've found your solution. Yeah, I almost feel like this is like confirmation. You might have just had an idea recently where you're like, oh, this is like the thing that I want to move towards to help me get out of this tricky situation or get out of this financial state. And I feel like if you like even see this imagery, it's like you're on top of the mountain now. Like I think you might have been worried that you're gonna you were still climbing up it, like there was still a lot to go. But I feel like they're saying you've done like the brunt of the work. You're getting to the summit, and you just have to wait for everyone else to get up there to start seeing the answers coming in, or the I almost want to say the calmer waters coming in. I don't know. I keep getting that. Like you're coming to a place of more calm, of more safety and security. So yeah, I'm going to trust that that makes sense for your situation, as you know what you're living through, and I don't. Beloved one, I am helping you with your spiritual soulmate relationship. This one's interesting. I actually kind of feel like they're like, I was asking for your friends and loved ones, and then I was like, I wonder, I kind of feel like this pile's guides want to come through, so we're going to roll with it. Anything your guides want you to know? Leadership and moon cycles. Okay. So saying that they're helping with your spiritual soulmate relationships, I do feel like this could be talking about romantic relationships as well as like those friendships. And just helping you, I feel like, find more peace there. Like I said, I do feel like a lot of this is like more coming from within you. I feel like there's an unease, or there's like something you don't really want to ask people for. And it's just telling you that they're like Archangel Gabriel is the angel that brings things that are aligned with us in opportunities, jobs, houses, people, pets even. And I just feel like it's saying like they're with you right now, and they're kind of helping you sort through these emotions of uncertainty, because I feel like there's a piece of not wanting to ask for help that keeps coming through for this pile's energy, like not wanting to ask for help, not having to rely on others, like wanting to do it on your own. And I just feel like they're trying to help you become comfortable with the idea that you can lean on others. Like, once again, the idea. I'm not going to say you have to. They're just getting you kind of adjusted or familiar with the idea of being okay with that. And then leadership. It's time for you to assume your leadership power and position, lovingly guide others. And moon cycles talk about different phases in different cycles coming in. So I really love this. So I do feel like there's just like this era of, like, this one talks about confidence and communication, of like picking up the, we'll say like microphone and being heard louder. So this can mean like, if there's some situations where you're feeling nervous about putting yourself out there a little bit louder, a little bit more seen, a little more heard, it's saying go for those opportunities. You're ready. You're ready. And a little reminder that things happen in cycles. Like, there's cycles of rest, there's cycles of abundance, there's cycles of lots of work, and then we get these little periods of less work so we can catch up on our other things. So it just talks about honoring the cycles and understanding they're just natural ebbs and flows. And it doesn't always mean you've done something wrong. You're just in a cycle, just a natural flow. Okay, notice if there's anything else this pile needs to know. Sensitivity. You're extra sensitive to energies and emotions right now. Honor yourself and your feelings. This comes through when we're quite tired, when we're quite like energy or emotionally tired. So this can come through saying just like be a little softer on yourself and your expectations of yourself. Maybe take a few things off your to-do list. And if you're in a cycle right now where you're needing more rest, just honoring that and knowing that you'll get out of that cycle. Like, you'll not be in it forever. Maybe it's a week, maybe it's 2 days, maybe it's a month, but just honoring that cycle and not pushing yourself to burnout. If you're already feeling exhausted, letting yourself actually catch up on that rest so that you can move into the next cycle once your body is ready and rested for it. Okay. Kind of an interesting pile. I always feel like, did we talk about what we thought we were going to talk about? I'm not sure. We're here now. So anyways, we are going to do the first 5 minutes of the extended reading for everyone on YouTube. Yeah, right now we are just going to clean up these cards, and then we're going to look at a glimpse into the upcoming year. We're going to look at 4 lessons that are coming in for you. Also, can't help but wonder, like the puppeteer, I wonder if you're just feeling like you've just been so out of control of your life and the direction it's been going in. Like, it's been a wild roller coaster, a wild ride. Like, just like can't get solid ground underneath ya. Okay, anyways, let's pull some more cards. Okay, hello my pile of threes. Just giving a quick explanation to those joining us from the YouTube members only. video. If you haven't seen part 1, it is linked in the description box below because I will be referencing it in this reading. For those of you who are still watching the first 5 minutes of this reading, thank you for staying. I did just quickly pull 4 cards for the themes of the lessons you're going to learn this upcoming year. It is just a glimpse, so we are just taking a little look at it. And do remember, if there's ever something you don't like, you are fully in your power, your autonomy to move into a different direction and choose the path you want to move down. So don't ever take on anything that you're not wanting. And if anything, use this as encouragement to make sure you don't end up in that future, that future reading. So anyways, I actually quite love this for you as the reader looking at it. We have foresight coming in. You're able to see what is in store for your future. We have hummingbird joy lighting up. Dear Pathfinder, trust your instincts to guide you through the situation. Resourcefulness, you have all the resources you need. So I see this as very adaptable. Anyways, why I love these lessons coming through. I seen for your energy, there was sort of like this uncertainty in direction, uncertainty of where you'd end up. I almost feel like there was a bit of an uncertainty if you're headed in the right direction or what was your path, like is it worth it? Just kind of dealing with a lot of setbacks, I feel like, and just struggling with some confidence. So what I love about foresight, it says you are able to see what is in store for your future. I get this as like starting to feel confident, which was a key word for you in the past part 1 of this. Starting to feel confident in yourself and knowing you can get to the end destination. And I always think of giraffes, funny enough, also as adaptable because like, isn't there that theory that they evolved? They used to all have short necks and then one eventually was born with a longer neck and it could reach the food, and they all evolved to have long necks. So I feel like it says you evolve, you grow with your circumstances and your challenges, and you are able to, I feel like, meet the expectations or the demands of your situation with ease. With ease. It's no longer fear. It feels like, I feel like that wild roller coaster. It starts to feel like you evolve into the next growth or level of yourself, which I just feel like there's so many benefits. So let's pull some cards for, what do you need to know about that? What do you need to know about how this is coming in, how you learn this lesson in the upcoming year?